Welcome back to the Beer Sherpa, everyone. I am Danimal, and we are here at Square Brewing. It is before our shift here this Sunday. We decided to have a little bit of Sunday fun day, you know what I mean? Today, we are going to be diving into a beer that we've had on once before, and it went over really, really well. I'm really excited to talk to you guys about it, but before we get into it, make sure that you guys subscribe. Make sure that you guys are liking our videos as well as commenting and continuing some conversations there on the interweb. So today we are going to be talking about Krispe Kreme. No, it's not a donut. I might end up throwing some donut jokes in. Maybe a pun will hit me as we go, but we shall see. So let's start with a joke. Why did the donut refuse to go on a date with the croissant? She was too flaky. God, it's bad. Yeah, we'll leave it in. So, Krispe Kreme is a cream ale that we make here at Square Brewing. It's a little bit different than normal cream ale. We did a little something with it to kind of make it our own. So before we get into it, a cream ale is nothing more than a bastardized version of English as well as a German ale. This is actually an American beer. And what other way to make an American beer by completely bastardizing two different styles? The reason they did this back in the late 1800s was simply to compete with English ales. They needed to do something different over here in the States. They wanted to create something that was light, crisp, refreshing, slightly sweet, and thus we have the cream ale. The term cream does not necessarily define the sweetness of the beer. That is a very, 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 very widely accepted thing. But there is no lactose sugar involved. It's simply just in reference to the creaminess of the head as well as the silky mouthfeel that this beer actually has style-wise. But this beer utilizes corn, and that's technically what kind of makes it a cream ale. You're going to get those corny notes, the corny, sweet kind of aspect to it all, but not like overly sweet. But we did something a little bit different. We decided to, throw in a little bit of honey, 50 pounds to be precise. And this beer is definitely quite the drinker, and let's get into it. All right, so when we look at this beer, man, that is a beautifully clear golden color. Very, very silky head. It's a little bit hard to see, but let me angle the camera down a little bit. Very, very silky head we have here. The aromas that we're getting on this is grainy, corn. You maybe pick up a little bit on the sweetness of the honey that's added in, but it's very subdued. A little flowery. Yeah, very mild. Maybe some very, very subtle tangerine, citrusy kind of notes. That's more than likely from the hop that's utilized, the hop that we utilize in Hard Day. Yeah, so let's talk about what the brewers did with this beer, and let's talk shop. All right, so let's go ahead and talk grain here. The first grain that we're going to be talking about is the Pilsen malt. Pilsen malts we've utilized before. They are mild, they have a subdued sweetness and a very, very subtle maltiness to them. They are very, very, very commonly used in a lot of lighter styles of beers, just like this one. It's also why we're getting that beautiful golden color. Next up, we have the dextrose, which we have talked about in an earlier video. The dextrose is there as simply just a kind of sugar to add just a touch of sweetness there. And that sugar is similar to glucose, but it is derived from corn or wheat. We also have the carapils that we utilize to have that beautiful head and foam retention there at the top, and give our beer a lovely, presentable look. All right, hops. Brewers utilize the Mandarina Bavaria hop, which we utilize in our Hard Day. They didn't use a ton of it like we would in something like an IPA, but they did use it to kind of bring in some subtle citrusy notes, which I think it works really, really well. It is also a mild and sweet hop. which again makes it very, very accessible in this particular style of beer, making it easy to drink and quite enjoyable and crisp with the style. All right, so last but not yeast, let's talk yeast. Brewers utilize one that we have talked about several times, and that would be the Kolsch yeast. The Kolsch yeast is an ale yeast that's utilized in order to bring in some subtle fruity notes, as well as a very, very clean and crisp finish. This Kolsch yeast is utilized in a couple of beers, but especially our Easy Day, which you can kind of see back here on the background there. Third tap over here. Our House Kolsch is also very, very popular, regardless, super light, easy to drink. Maybe another video we'll kind of dive into that one too. All right, so taste of this particular beer. God, this beautiful looking beer. Again, get those aromas in there. It helps with the palate. Well, it definitely doesn't taste like a donut, but it is a lot sweeter on the front, especially the foam itself. Is extremely thin and silky on that mouthfeel. Very, very drinkable. Yeah, a little bit more honey you kind of get in the middle, but it's not like the kind of honey that would simply just stick to your tongue. It's very, very easy to drink, sweet, slightly malty, but not like over the top with the style. Yeah, you can kind of pick up a little bit on the corn, on the front and on the back. Very good beer, very good beer. I can see myself sitting out on our patio here in the summer drinking this beer like crazy. Don't tell anyone that you can't have another. So let me just preface that this is a beer that does not taste like a donut, but it could taste like a donut. That's kind of why we decided to add in a little bit of honey to make it just that touch sweeter. But down the line here, the brewers are going to be releasing some variants of Krispe Kreme. And I'm really kind of interested to see how those come out, to kind of play on the donut aspect of the name a little bit, have a little fun with it. That's what our brewers do. So we'll see what they come up with. I'm excited. All right, well, there we have it. Another beer down. Great way to start our day here. Sunday fun day. Krispe Kreme offers you a delicious, different style of cream ale, which is amazing. It is just a great, approachable beer. You get the sweetness of the honey and the sweetness of the corn. It is a little bit higher in the ABV. Krispe sits at about 7%. Normally a cream ale is going to be about 5%. The addition of the honey within the brewing process, of course, produces more alcohol. That tends to happen when you add more sugar. It's clean, it's crisp, there's a nice dry finish to it. If you are in the area, check out Square Brewing. We're located in Crown Point, Indiana. We have events throughout the week. Tuesdays, we generally have poker. Trivia on Wednesday, and Thursday is always a live acoustic night. Sometimes on weekends we have special events. Today we have Robert Rolf Feddersen coming in to play some lovely, lovely folk music. Hope to see you guys soon. Cheers and beers.